Hi, I'm Miriam Bulcher. I am a luxury portrait photographer and also, thanks to Shamina's mastermind, also an educator. So that's who I am.
That's awesome. Welcome. Thank you so much for sharing your information here with us today, Miriam. So what was it like for you before you started working with me and being in the mastermind?
Yeah, so the since I had my business for quite a few years, it was really just like a lot of roller coaster, which was really exhausting because it was like 4 good months, 3 shitty months, 4 good months, it just kept going on. And it was really causing a lot of stress. It was causing even more stress, even though I had been on the mindset journey for about 5 years. And it just felt like there was still something I was missing. And so I found Shamina in the spring of 2021, and I felt so much resistance around watching her live videos. And like, I remember my first live video that I watched you, I remember crying so hard because it was like this weird like release of emotion, but also just mixed with so much frustration because I felt like I had learned so much, but there was still so much like it was just a giant, if you could think of me as like a big giant like confused ball, like crumpled up piece of paper that like was just a hot mess, kind of fringed on some edges. That's what was me in a nutshell. So back then I just knew that I had to figure this out. I was like, I have to get out of this roller coaster phase because it's exhausting. It's really doing a disservice to my family. I was the sole provider. I had just pulled my husband to being a stay-at-home dad, and so it really was on me, and I knew that there were some hurdles that I had to jump through. So come the fall of 2021, I kept telling all my friends, I'm going to join this mastermind. I'm going to do it, next year in 2022. And then Shamina sends me a message, and it was literally like a divine timing that she messaged me. And I ended up joining earlier than anticipated. And let's just say that triggered, but also the most amount of joy and least amount of stress you could possibly imagine, all combined into one experience. And I really started diving in January, which is last month, because I had the time. I was not as busy as I should have been or as booked as I should have been, which is all, again, divine timing. And I had a lot of resistance around what Shamina teaches, which is letting go, ease and flow, feminine energy, and all that good stuff. And so I was a hot mess, still a lot, living in fear, living in desperation, living in just a lack of trust and a lack of, yeah, safety, really, all those things. And with thanks to all of Shamina's teachings, which I've only been able to get a quarter way through all of her videos, and there's so much more that I have to learn, which is exciting. And the guidance of her mastermind, I was able to hit massive breakthroughs in just over 4 weeks, which I was even telling my husband today, there is no way I would have been able to reach those breakthroughs on my own. Absolutely, there's no way. I would have never been able to do that. And I have learned so many techniques that have helped bring me back up, like they're self-sustaining, and I can apply them in my daily life. And I don't have to come back and be like, I mean, of course I have questions, but after even just a couple questions, I was able to figure out, oh my gosh, I can actually support myself and not get on the bandwagon of another roller coaster because I can support myself. And I figured out this breakthrough. So that's where I was before. And I signed up at the end of November, and it's now so let's see, that's been about about almost 2.5 months. And I would say, I mean, the mastermind is well worth its weight in gold times about 1 billion. And it really comes down to the fact that Shamina puts so much, it's a different energy. She's not BSing around, and you're not just a number to her. Like you truly care for the people that join your container, like they are, like it's a literal flock. And that is incredibly rare to come across because I have met so many coaches and met so many other individuals, and you can sense, and if you're already an energetic person or an intuitive person, you can sense that there's something off. And for me, it was just a lack of care. Like they really didn't like it. You were just a number to them. And that's what pulled me to you, because I could just sense, I was like, she's different. I know that she's different. She has something that I need, which is the education and learning how to be more in touch with my feminine side and heal a lot of things. My wounded masculinity for sure. And so, but knowing, like truly knowing, like in my soul that you care and that you're not just going to be like, hi, like after having a problem, is takes the accountability to another level than just being in a group of incredible women, because you know that somebody is truly believing in you. So if somebody else can do that, then to be sure, there's absolutely no question that you can do it for yourself. So I don't know if I answered all the.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
What was a long-term effect that you're going to take away with you right now?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So the long-term effect is that I absolutely, any idea or dream or desire that I have is like 1,000,000,000% mine to have and is going to be my own reality. It's just a matter of me being able to support myself in those thoughts and dreams and desires. Because up until joining your mastermind, of course I knew, in the world of mindset, sure, society is not necessarily going to be on board because it's too different, or, it sounds a little too crazy, it's not logical. And I knew that, and that I was okay with that. But being able to support myself on this, what I call next level of, aiming for the $1 million, or things just coming into your reality just because it's literally that simple. It took away the fear and the expectation of what was lingering in my mind, because I was judging myself, and those judgments came from society, because we do live in the society that we are currently in. And so being able to let go of them at a faster rate is something I will never ever forget, because truly at the end of the day, all that matters is that I believe them, and then I lean into them and take those with me, and that I'm literally unstoppable as long as I do that and support myself in that process. And that in turn is fulfilling my literally why I'm here on this earth, because then I'm helping other people to do what they need to do. So it's this beautiful, it's actually really crazy. It's hard to explain, because the best word literally is divine, because when you think of the chain reaction that happens when people lean into their desires and their what's the word, into the beauty of what you feel called to do, even though it's not logical, leads to this incredible blossoming reality of life that so many people are oh, well, I wish that could just be for me, except that is ours, and it's owed to us. And we're helping so many other people by living and leaning in to our own beliefs and dreams. And so, yeah,
That's awesome.
That's what I would take away.
What beautiful. For wanting to step back, when you started the container, there was a lot of things that were confronting for you, but you kept doing the work and you kept showing up. What was an immediate thing that happened that shifted you, a result that happened immediately when you got in there, that you were like, whoa?
One of the biggest shifts was that and this happened when the first time that I asked a question, was that I realized that I have never truly emotionally been safe since when I lived with my parents. And even then, it's a question whether I even was emotionally safe, because my parents weren't energetically attuned. And my husband and I have had this conversation to make sure that we are aware of our children's energy and their emotional needs, and making sure that we're not letting them feel the way both my husband and I felt growing up in our households. And so that was I think I remember exactly, I turned my video off because I was bawling my eyes out, because it was the rug had been pulled out from me completely. When was the last time I emotionally felt safe? And being able to give myself permission to give myself that safety. I mean, it was a roller coaster, because the first question was, can I give myself that safety? that is my role. I'm supposed to give myself
Yeah.
safety, my own safety. And so that was the biggest breakthrough. And even now, like 4 weeks later, I keep reminding myself I'm safe. This is safe for me, for miracles to happen, and for, a boatload of money to enter my life, or, for clients for me to make a $50,000 item on my sales list. Like, it's safe for me because that is my new reality. And so it really is amazing that was one of the first things that came up, because I see it come up in a positive way now over and over again, because safety is just, I never knew that was going to be such an important part of my journey, but that's why your mastermind is awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you just comment on the women in the group and like what you feel about the whole container?
Oh my gosh, yes. So the women in the group, think of it as like, it's like a slumber party, but like the best possible version. It like, I didn't even know a group like that could even exist. So I'm trying to think of the best adjectives to describe it, because it is like the women that you like, and not even knowing them very well, you could literally go and message them and they would drop everything and be like, I got you, like literally. So it's like slumber party / BFFs for life. It's almost like you have been friends, like best friends forever, but yet you've just met. And so they are incredibly supportive. There's absolutely no judgment whatsoever. And yeah, like amazing.
Beautiful, beautiful. If somebody was thinking about investing with me, what would you say to them, or we're coming to work with me, even more than investment, but coming to work with me, what would you tell them right now about your experience and whether or not they should make the decision or not to come?
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing that brought me to you that I don't think I would have ever joined if I hadn't have listened to this advice, because I didn't realize it was happening, was to follow your jealousies. And I didn't realize that I was jealous, and that's actually one of the biggest reasons why I joined the group and I started following like everything, like every outlet of content that you had, because I realized that I wanted what you had. And so, or what you have. And so then I challenged myself to open up, and I was like, okay, well, what is it then that's so triggering to me about her? And when I realized that brought me to another level. And that's actually what brought me to your mastermind, because I realized that is exactly what I needed, because I was feeling unsafe because all these women were, and all the successes that you were posting, I had to very much challenge myself to not get triggered every time that you shared the successes of the ladies in your container, because again, I really wanted that. I wanted that really badly. And so I would just say, for the women that are on the fence, to really like truly open up and really see what it is that's holding you back, because I'm going to say right now, it's not finances. It's definitely not that. Because again, every one of us has an intuition, and sometimes it's quiet, but very loud. And for me, I knew it was only a matter of time before I joined the mastermind, because I was determined. I'm like, that her success stories are me. And that's why I feel so triggered, because it was meant for me. So I would just say to open up and to schedule a call with you and to just jump off the cliff, because that's the only way.
What else would you share that you haven't shared that's on your heart to share about the whole experience?
Oh my goodness. I mean, like intuition is definitely, there's not enough talk about it in the mindset world. And I love that you're the one talking more about it, and, desire and just, feminine energy, because I really didn't understand before following you and joining the mastermind, the true logistics of, what defined both, and how important it is for both, where to place your masculine energy and where to lean into the feminine energy, and how to truly live in balance with both. And like being able to learn the usages for each to maximize the reality that you want to have is an absolute game changer. And I kept saying to my husband over and over again, I was like, Shamina's quantum leap. Like, I do not know anybody else that has done that and is actually teaching that with full transparency, because everyone's like, well, I did it. And then always withholds information. And I'm like, she's not doing that. Like, I know her authenticity, like she's like pouring it all out there, genuinely wants it for everybody else. And so no, being able to really learn those little steps, and like you were mentioning on, I think it was last week's call, the 2 millimeter shift, and being able to take, little bits, rewatching all the calls, absorbing the information, doing the journaling, like implementing all those things, life-changing. Like, there's really just no other way to put it, is that it truly is life-changing. And coming, doing that internal work and sitting down with yourself and setting aside the time and being able to join the mastermind, like it truly, like everything, the way you have it structured is like French kiss, like it's like, or chef's kiss or whatever it says. So it's truly like the best layout that I've seen, and I've been a part of other masterminds. And that's just a combination of like your energy, all the content and the course creation that you've done thus far, combined with the way the mastermind's laid out and the ladies that you have in that container.
That's awesome. Thank you. That's awesome. So compared to other containers, how would you say ours is different or better, or why it was unique?
So of course, what I've noticed thus far in the masterminds that I've been in is that they really do take on the energy of the person that's leading them. And so obviously, like yours, it's all about transparency. It's about vulnerability. It's about showing up and doing the work and not being afraid to do the work, or showing up scared of doing it anyways, which I felt like was me a month ago. And so that is something, I mean, like I can even notice it if I go to a networking event. Like I walk into the room and I know exactly, who I'm going to meet, what the energy is like, and whether that's something I want to change, or, if I want to be there or whatever. And the other masterminds that I was in, they felt so constricted, and it was just like, oh, well, and it felt a little competitive, and it felt just a little like, the energy wasn't really right. And it was just a lot of weird combobulatedness versus, the second you get on that call, it's just, I remember the first call and I was like, whoa, it's so positive and it's so uplifting. It was a trigger for me because I come from a high stress, overworking, keep things tight mentality. And so I remember sitting there thinking, I can do this. I can do this. Like, it was just so positive. But that is like, it's like crack, the best type of crack that we all get to live in and out and breathe in. And so that's the difference between other containers, is that it truly is. Yeah, that's the best words that can explain it, because I feel like it is, most of it is hard to explain because it is so great.
Oh, fill my heart. Thank you so much. It's so beautiful. I'm
Thank you.
rooting for you. I believe in you. It's such an honor for you to be in my container. I can't wait for us to do an updated testimonial. I want to have one last question. When you think about your 7-figure self, how far away was she before and where is she now?
Ooh.
Is she a little closer than you thought before, though?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, a lot. And a lot of that has just happened, like even in the last week and the last week and a half. It's so crazy. Even this afternoon, I typed something in the mastermind, and I just, and a couple weeks ago, I kept thinking how, which is dangerous, because getting in the mind of like, how is this going to work? Right. And I really tried hard to avoid that thinking. But it just felt so far away.
Why do you avoid the how thinking? I know why, but I'm asking you, why do you avoid the how thinking?
So the how thinking is really dangerous, because that's the safety net of my nervous system looking for solutions. When in order for miracles to happen, you have to avoid that completely, because how can my small, tiny human mind think of a result when the universe has infinite potential realities that could come into my life? And so I cannot be limited
right now.
Yeah, like I cannot be limited by my own tiny human brain. And it's also that feminine aspect of trusting, right? Like, of course the universe is going to provide for us. Like, you wouldn't be put on here on this earth to just be, look, you're done. You know what I mean? Nobody's ever in that situation. And so when I was like, get away from me, like how don't need to think about you. There was still a part of, she feels really far away. Like this 7-figure version of Miriam, she seems so far away. And as, I worked through each breakthrough, and realizing that it was literally just the difference of spending more time and energy in what 7-figure Miriam looks like and how I could incorporate, more of that in my life. And so some of it was, figuring out what my day looked like and figuring out, what she would be doing and what I need to do to create that support system that I didn't have previously that made her feel safe.
Yeah.
And so being able to incorporate things which, and loving that feminine energy of, I don't have to abide by a 9-to-5 society schedule. I can do whatever I want. I can start work at 12 and it's going to be to the benefit of me and also the people that I'm helping with my business. And so being able to really adapt that, and even within the past couple of days, all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, I'm becoming her, which is so weird. And it's hard to explain because it's just like, it's like little energy shifts. That's like, yeah, that's past version of Miriam. Like she didn't know what she didn't know. And now we're merging into this 7-figure, or, she's coming, we're getting there. And, she's a badass. She doesn't worry about XYZ. And that's what helps me calm past Miriam, who's like trying to, like, she's still learning her safety net. So we got to like help and like calm her down and like make her feel heard. And so it's just small energy shifts and just taking it literally hour or 30 minutes by 30 minutes and adapting and implementing everything that I've learned from you. And we're getting there.
That's awesome. Thank you, Miriam. This was so beautiful. Like just such a beautiful share. I appreciate you. You have so many amazing takeaways. I can't wait to see what you actually like in the span of what's left, because you just joined not too long ago and you've had this much of a shift and change. It's just really powerful to see you show up in that way. So thank you so much. And I appreciate you. And I can't wait to see what your journey unfolds more. So
Thank you.
I will see you on Thursday, honey. Bye.
Yes, bye.
Bye.